All right, hello everybody. It is Thursday, October 26th. It's been about a week and some change since I finished 75 hard. So I just finally was able to get all my thoughts and opinions about the program down on paper so I can kind of effectively give you my 2 cents officially about the program. First and foremost, I absolutely love the program. I think it is a great way to not only test and develop your discipline, but to kind of push yourself to another level. And I definitely feel like I came out the other side learning something about myself and my routines on a normal basis without following the program, as well as my abilities on pushing myself a little further than what I'm used to. So here it is. This is my takes on the 75 hard program, and then please enjoy this workout from today at RDT. It's my daily workout, so I'm just gonna go into it, and yeah, hope you enjoy it, y'all. First thing I'm gonna cover is the most obvious part of 75 hard, which is the 2 workouts a day. I think this is a great part of the program because 1 workout a day is doable, but making 2 workouts a day is definitely a challenge for a lot of people, and it makes you push yourself to the next level to get in that second workout. Now, that being said, there's a lot of kind of discussion about what constitutes a workout, how long a workout should be, and the separation between the 2 workouts. So first we'll go over the separation of the 2 workouts. I went off of about 3 to 4 hours at least minimum in between each workout, putting 1 in the beginning of my day and 1 most likely at the end of my day. I think that is a good way to do it. Doing workouts back to back definitely would make the program a lot simpler and easier, and thus kind of defeating the purpose of the hard part of 75 hard. So I do encourage and support the 3 to 4 hour separation of workouts in between. Second part, so let's classify what a workout is, like what counts as a workout. Because a lot of the people on my team that started, that didn't finish with us, found it very, very challenging to do 2 workouts a day because their body was just exhausted, and that's understandable. So as doing the program, what I kind of figured out was what counted as a workout was intentional movement. You have to intentionally go out and do some sort of movement. Not one has to be outside, one has to be inside, but like you have to intentionally move. It's about intentional movement. Now, what that movement is, I think that's up to you personally. You could do yoga for 45 minutes and that be a workout. What I did for most of the time for my outdoor workout was, like you saw, was walking. Just a simple 45-minute walk each day, sometimes longer, and sometimes with a vest on. I don't think you need to add weight to it because, again, it's just about the intentional movement. It's not about how much struggle you're putting yourself through. It's about getting yourself up, getting outside or getting into the gym and doing the workout. So intentional movement is my big thing, and that word intentional is definitely a word that's going to keep popping up as I go through all these things in this. Yeah, I like the 4-hour separation. I like the 45-minute duration, and the one workout having to be outside, I 100% agree with as well, because it's good for people in general to get outside and get fresh air, be in nature, have exposure to sunlight or even moonlight, honestly, because a lot of my walks were at night. So the 2 workouts a day, I 100% loved. I honestly want to bring back my walks and going on a walk every night because it was extremely enjoyable to just kind of disconnect from what you're doing at the moment, whatever's going on, and just go walk with your thoughts, walk with a friend, walk by yourself. It was all very, very rewarding, honestly. The walks were one of the most rewarding part of 75 hard in general. So that's my take on the 2 workouts a day. All right, second thing I'm going to cover is the 1 gallon of water a day. So I agree with this 100% too. I think it's a great way to keep your body, especially someone who's not used to working out very often, to keep your body hydrated. If you start going from maybe working out occasionally to working out twice a day is a big shift for your body. So making sure you're properly hydrated is very, very, very important. So also drinking water constantly through the day not only keeps your body well lubricated and well kind of cycling, keeping it working, but because it's working to process water and it's going through all the time, you're actually burning more calories by drinking more water. So you're adding to that weight loss journey that you might be on with your diet and your exercise. So water is a great way to do it. Now, there is one part of the drinking 1 gallon a day that I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand why they have this stipulation with the water, and that's the no additives to the water. So if you add anything to your water, it technically is supposed to not count towards the gallon. So I could see why they do this, or why this is a stipulation with the 1 gallon rule, because a lot of those additives we put in our water sometimes are packed with sugar and really aren't that great for you, and it makes the flavor, it like gives you kind of like a dopamine hit almost if you really struggle with like the separation from junk food and stuff like that. So I can see why they wouldn't want you to do that. And some of those, water additives, they're not good for you. It's all processed food still. That being said, on a lot of the occasions of the 4 waters that I drank, I would intentionally put 1 packet of the LMNT salt additive to my water, which has a slight flavor, but it actually makes your water kind of salty. And I would make sure to drink 1 of those a day, and that counted towards my gallon. I counted that towards my gallon because it was a quarter of my gallon that I would drink, 4 of my bottles. I think it was essential because when I was doing the program, I was running a lot. I needed to have extra electrolytes. The salt helped me retain water. Those things helped you retain water. So I had those additives sometimes in my water. But I think that one, because it's primarily water, it's a salty powder that you put in there, slight flavor added to it, but not anything too heavy. It's not a syrup. So I counted that one, and I think that's a spot where it's a little bit of a gray area with the water. But I understand why they have the stipulation, why they have that rule. It's to, it just kind of simplifies everything. It's just drink regular water. So, but for me, I had a few additives here and there in my water, especially when I was on a run heavy week, or the week was extra humid and hot. I needed to retain my fluids better, so I had some of that. So that's my thoughts on the 1 gallon of water a day. On top of the, with drinking the 1 water a day, again, it brings intention into your day, into your life. You have to intentionally be thinking about water at all times throughout the day in order to hit that gallon each day. Even if you forget to drink water during the day, you immediately think of it at the end of the day, and then you have to intentionally drink it at the end of the day. So again, another addition of intention to your day, which is a common thing for 75 Hard. It's having the intention, doing things intentionally, living intentionally. So we'll get back to that one. All right, the third thing I'm going to talk about is the 10 pages a day. Again, something I 110% agree with for this program. I think it is a great addition to it because it kind of gets you, this program is looked at almost as like a fitness program, but it's not necessarily a fitness program. It's just a discipline program and a growth program. So a big part of growth is reading and kind of learning about things you might not know already. So forcing yourself to read 10 pages a day, again, intention, it makes you intentionally think about having to slow down your day and sit down and read something that's benefiting you. The slow down part of your day is extremely important for lots of people who are go, go, go. When we're on the move like that constantly all the time, it can often cause us to be unintentional with our day, and then often have us just kind of on autopilot a lot of the time. So having to read 10 pages a day, read, not listen to, can definitely, it helps you slow down, which allows you to be more present in your life. So I absolutely love that part of it. It really drives home the idea that this program is a mental fitness program, because the things that you're supposed to be reading about, the nonfiction you're supposed to be reading, helps you put your brain through a little bit of mental fitness. Reading, the act of reading, and then what you are reading is helping you learn something, and that's fitness for your mind right there. So I love that aspect of it. It really kind of solidifies what the program is all about, and that is mental fitness, y'all. Fourth thing I'm covering is the progress picture every single day. So this is one, when I first tried 75 Hard back in April, is one that I kind of skipped. Believe it or not, I was like, I don't care. I don't really need a picture. I don't think I'm going to see a lot of change. But when I did the program officially in August this past time, and I did do the pictures every day, I was pretty surprised at the growth that I saw in my body and my posture and just my just the way I was, you know, presenting myself. I looked much more muscular. I was a lot leaner than when I started. So it's a nice little reward at the end to kind of see all your hard work produced. And taking a picture of yourself is very challenging for a lot of people. Some people do not like to see themselves. They don't want to see their bodies. They don't want to look at it, but that's a fact. That is kind of one of those facts that you have to look at. You have to accept about yourself. If you're not in great shape, you have to look at yourself at some point or another. You have to come to reality and come to terms with where you're starting at. And 75 is forcing you to do that by taking a picture a day. And if you stick to it the right way, and if you do everything right, you're gonna see a change in your body. And that is such a huge motivator for after the program, because you see what 75 days of discipline and consistency and hard work looks like. So then you're like, after the program's over, I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing this because it's gonna keep me in progressing the way I want to go. This program works to help me with this. So seeing that first day picture next to the last day picture is a huge motivator, and I love every part of it because it helps people solidify what their hard work was for. So the picture is a good one. Keep doing it. Okay, so following a diet. This is a big gray area because there's not a lot of, you know, guidance on what diets are good, what diets are don't really count. The diet that I did was mindful eating, which is tracking your macros, tracking all the food you take in, and mindful eating also includes just not eating junk food, obvious junk food like sweets, soda, fried food, fast food, anything, pizza, that kind of stuff, like not acceptable. It's out of the diet. You just can't eat it. But there are things that you could eat that were maybe a little more like, oh, this tastes good, I like it, but a little healthier for you. So mindful eating, which Andy kind of discourages, because he says that you can fit junk food into your diet if you're tracking your macros, which is extremely true. You can eat a donut, put it in your macros, and then eat good the rest of the day and still meet your macros for the day. But that's why I added this simple rule of like no junk food, no obvious junk food. You can't have that. So, but tracking your macros is, I think, and mindful eating is probably the most effective and sustainable diet that anybody can do. And it has a lot of power in it too, because it allows you to have grace with your diet. You're not stuck eating a specific, few meals or a specific plan, or it's got to follow this specific hard line, rule book. You can eat of lots of different things as long as you're tracking it. A lot of restaurants that you might want to go to while doing 75 hard, their menus on a lot of these macro trackers, so you can look up their menu and pick out the full meal that you might have eaten and put that in there pretty simply. So it's really educating you on what you're putting into your body, and you get to see what you're eating. So even if you eat something that's not necessarily great for you, like one day I had a tuna sandwich or a tuna salad sandwich that had a lot of mayonnaise in it, which is a lot of fat, and it taught me like, oh man, like I'd never realized how much fat is in tuna salad. Like I understand mayo and all that, but I never really saw it. I never saw the pictures, saw the ring start to close. I'm like, holy crap, I can't really have anything for the rest of the day, basically, because I just almost closed my fat ring with one sandwich. So it educates you. Again, it brings intention. You have to think before you put something in your mouth. You have to track it before you put something in your mouth. And that pausing, that mindfulness moment for your diet can cause a huge amount of change in someone's life. Mindfulness is a great tool for any part of your life, so applying it to eating helps you slow down a little bit more, put more intention towards what you're eating, which can cut out a lot of the crap. And then on top of it all, it's extremely sustainable because, again, you're learning about what you're eating, and then that knowledge over 75 days straight teaches you after the program, like, okay, I'm not gonna eat that because I know what that looks like in my body. I know that it's not good for me, and I'm not gonna add it to it. And then after the program, if you do wanna have junk food and you put it in the tracker, you're like, wow, I would never ever have eaten that if I was on 75 hard. So, and I got all this progress from it, so I'm not gonna actually eat that right now because I want to maintain the progress that I've made during 75 hard. I'm not a big fan of a strict kind of diet like people told me they were gonna do no carb diets, and I'm like, your body needs carbs. Like, you can't just have no carbs whatsoever. Don't be afraid of carbs. Carbs are a source of energy, especially if you're working out or doing CrossFit like me. You want to have a lot of carbs in your diet so you can fuel for the next day and have energy for the next day. So don't be afraid of carbs, but mindful eating allows you for flexibility and grace in your diet and also educates you at the same time. And a strict diet that has rules and guidelines and things you need to absolutely follow to stay true to, it restricts your eating. And so thus it's not very sustainable, because throughout your entire life, you're not gonna just eat that all your entire life. You're gonna eat other things. So wouldn't you wanna know what you're actually eating instead of just taking someone's word for it and just following a rule? You're not thinking when you do that. The whole purpose of this is mental growth, mental fitness. And if you're following a diet where you don't have to think about it, you just got to prep the meals and do it and eat it, and that's it. It's simplifying it, which is nice, but it causes you to be dumber. It causes you to not have to think about your diet at all. So I highly suggest and think that it should honestly be put into the program, or like pointed out in the program, that mindful eating is a very good thing. It's just you have to have the stipulation of no junk food with it. So yeah, that's my take on diet. All right, last one of the program, last rule to follow the program is no alcohol and no cheat meals. So 100% agree with this, but I think it's again a little bit of a gray area, because it says no alcohol. So does that mean you can have other things like marijuana or mushrooms, or some other source or form of mind-altering, cigarettes? That might be considered a cheat meal, who knows? But it doesn't specify exactly. And so again, the rule with the 75 hard program is that if you have to ask yourself a question, then it's probably not allowed. I don't really love that rule. Okay, so the way I would, and I think it's just nice to have a little bit more guidance when it comes to these things, instead of being like, if you got to question it, you say no, because it's a little more complicated than that sometimes. But so taking out medications you might need to keep you healthy, or that help you a lot, I think that the no alcohol part should really be reworded as sobriety. Like, stay sober for 75 days. If that's drinking, if that's smoking weed, if it's doing drugs, it's whatever you want to do, or whatever you use to kind of cope with whatever's going on in your life, to kind of make life a little less, a little more durable, or bearable. That's the word I'm looking for. So taking away that substance or whatever you use, it could be food for a lot. That's why it says no cheat meals. A lot of people's drug is food. Taking away that substance or that object that is outside of yourself, that's not within your control necessarily, taking it away from you causes you to work on your issues. Whatever's the program's gonna bring out of you, which it does, it causes you to work on it on your own, like by yourself. And that's probably one of the hardest parts of life in general, is dealing with your issues without kind of dousing it with something. And I'm guilty of that as well. Saying no alcohol covers a big majority of people who probably do this program, because alcohol is socially acceptable, it's sold everywhere. Marijuana is not legal everywhere. Harder or regular drugs are just other drugs aren't legal really anywhere. So it's kind of like an umbrella term. But I think the word sobriety, or being sober for 75 days, would be a little more accurate to what the main purpose of it is. That it's getting rid of the thing you use to make yourself feel better when you're not feeling great. So in the vlogs, you saw a lot of those Drew moves. There's probably like 5 or 6 vlog episodes where I was in a fucking horrible mood for the day, and that's a time where, so you would think I would drink alcohol or something, but it was more so I would want to go eat. So not being able to have a cheat meal really was a struggle for me, and it challenged me to sit with whatever I'm going through and deal with it on my own. So I think I think the no alcohol, no cheat meals should be definitely reworded or more specific to sobriety. Be sober for 75 days, which is extremely challenging for lots and lots and lots of people. No alcohol, definitely challenging to an extent, but take away some of those other crutches and life gets hard and you got to deal with it. But that's the point of the program, is learning that you can deal with what life throws at you. You can handle it. You have the ability already within you to handle whatever is coming at your direction. And if you don't, this is your time to develop it. This is your time to grow the strength within yourself, your inner strength, your mental strength, to get through the program and stick to it and commit to yourself and hold yourself accountable. So sobriety is the way I would word that one for sure. That is my overall on each little task that's required of 75 hard. That's my 2 cents on each one. Please let me know what you think in the comments. If you think I'm way off, or I'm just totally, or if you 100% agree with what I'm saying, please let me know in the comments. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the interaction. But overall, my conclusion of 75 hard, again, I love the program. I love the idea of a program to follow to develop mental toughness, mental strength. It's a part of our society and our world that a lot of people struggle with. Having the mental fortitude, myself included. That's why I did it, to be honest with you, because I felt like my mental strength was lacking. I felt like I was lacking in a lot of areas. And this program helped me learn that, like, hey, these are the parts. It didn't necessarily solve all my problems. Like, I'm cured of all my issues, all my mental struggles that I go through. Obviously not. I still deal with my moods all the time. But going through the program and not having those sources of relief or ways that I cope with my struggles and my stress and my mental and all that stuff going on inside of me forced me to learn about myself. Helped me get to know myself better. Like, hey, you have these moods that sometimes seem to come out of nowhere. You got to learn to deal with this. You got to dig into that part of yourself and see how you can get better here. Like, I don't know what that looks like. 75 hard didn't cure my moods or get me out of them. It brought them out of me. 75 hard is going to bring something out of you. It's going to bring something that you don't like about yourself to the surface, because it takes everything away and it pushes you to a really extreme limit. And it's gonna make you, if you're committed to yourself, not to the program, but to yourself, because to commit to yourself, you commit to the program. It's gonna teach you about yourself. And when you learn about yourself and you turn inward like that, it's really turning inward for 75 days. You come out so much better, so much stronger, because you know what you need to work on, or you solve it while you go through it. Sometimes you're not going to solve those problems in the program, but you're like, okay, like it was for me. They still happen. I still have these moods occasionally, but I'm learning, like, okay, now I see them. Now I know what they are. It's not just something that I'm like, okay, it's just a day. No, it's something that's inside of me, that's been a part of my life for a long time, that's like, okay, you need to get into this, look into this further, get some help for it, do what you got to do to get better in this area of your life. So 75 hard will bring something out of you, so just be ready for that. If you struggle with dieting, eating disorders, body dysmorphia, that's gonna come out of you. And I want to just encourage anybody who's struggling with that, like, don't be afraid, don't let that stop you. Because then that part of yourself, that part of your mind, that area within you, it's controlling you. You're not in control of it. And you want to be in control of your life. You want to have the power in your life. And by doing 75 hard and not being afraid of that part of you coming out, it gives you, it's you learning to get control of yourself. And when you can control yourself, no one can stop you. When you have self-control, no one can free themselves. Most powerful is he that has himself in his own power. So don't let the insecurities you might have about your body or your diet or your physical fitness or your mindset or anything like that, don't let it stop you from doing this program because you're afraid of it coming out. You should lean into it coming out of you because you want to learn to understand that part of yourself, learn to control that part of yourself, and that gets you better. So discipline, the thing I want to say is discipline now, freedom later. That's what you really got to think about it. Discipline during the 75 days and you're going to obtain some sort of freedom, some sort of understanding. This whole program is about intention. It's about living with intention. You can't do this program unintentionally. You can't be like, oh, my friends will do it, I'm gonna do it, and blah. Like, you might be able to push yourself through it, but you're not gonna get anything from it if you're not doing it intentionally every day. You know what I mean? So it's about being intentional, and it's going to teach you how to be intentional with your time, with the things you do, with yourself, and that's a great way to live. It's a hard way to live. It can be challenging at first. A lot of us want to be on autopilot because it's just easy to go through life like that sometimes, but when you're on autopilot and you're not living intentionally, you're not really living, you're surviving. You're just alive. You're not living. So it's really about living with intention. So that is my take on 75 Hard. A great program. I think it's something I'm gonna do every year. I think this is a great thing to do once a year to test your discipline, to kind of like almost like a cleanse for yourself, because we go through the year and you might maintain a lot of it, or you might do the Live Hard program, which is the year-long program. But if you're not into that, if you're not like I bought in 100% to it, but I appreciate what this program does, I think it's a great thing to do every year for yourself, just to keep yourself sharp. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna do the same thing next year at the same time, right about. Get a team together and try to encourage as many people to try it as much as I can and help get them through it. So, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on 75 Hard. I appreciate you guys for following me through with this vlog and supporting me through the whole thing. Please leave comments about what you thought about this process for myself. You can call me out if you think I fucked up in any area. I'd appreciate it. Keep me in check, keep me accountable. But and it also helped me get better at doing this shit, like talking to a camera and filming my life and trying to put myself out there a little bit more. That was a little thing that I tried to commit to myself, was to do the vlog for 75 Hard, and so I put myself through it, and I'm happy that I did. I definitely grew from this program. Didn't think I was gonna grow that much. I thought it was gonna teach me something, but I was like, oh, I'll get something out of it. But it definitely brought a lot out of me and had me deal with a lot of things that I didn't think were a big issue, but they are. They have a little bit of a hold on me. So I'm working on it. I'm gonna keep working on it. And like I said, next year we're gonna do it all over again. So if you wanna join me next year, please let me know in the comments. You're always welcome to join my team. It's a total virtual team. And yeah, stand by for more videos, because I'm gonna keep doing this. I enjoy vlogging. I enjoy it's like a little hobby for me. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to this long ass video. Enjoy the workout that I'm about to do, and I will see you guys in the future with some video. Let me know what you'd like to see. Maybe more of my kids, us doing stuff as a family, which I'm definitely gonna do more of too, or just life in general, because I'll put it out there. But love y'all, have a great life, and I'll see you out there. That fucking sucked.
Wall walks, you can calculate how many reps it is per round. Row cals and then your wall walk reps separately. Just make sure you don't multiply your row calories. And then you put those two scores together in box 2.
25. 115. 1. 4.
1.5 rest, and then we're going to do it all over again.
3. 15. 30 on each round. 90. Huh? 25. Oh, the top part is 25.
Yeah.
Second part is
30. Oh,
30.
yeah. Times by 3. Yep.
30 per round. 30, 60, 72. $381.
You got 381?
I think so. It's 100 per or 25 per round, right on the first part.
Yeah.
It's 115, 104, 219, and then 90.
On the first one.
Total reps on the first one is 219.
I went 216 on the first one. 162. I went 165 on the second one.
Wow. Do we tie? We tied? I caught him.
rounds you
But
get
you
the
were
last
ahead of
one.
me with
3
those.
and
So this is just
Yeah, but we
So
balanced
those are all
out.
22, so you don't have to do any multiplying with the hand use.
Would you finish your
oh, that's
third round of row on the second round?
I went 4 plus 8, 4 plus 8, so I was like 8 plus 16 instead of 8 plus 19. Then I went 2 plus 17, 2 plus 18. See, I finished my row. I got 2 wall walks there and 3 there.
Ah.
So yeah, there we go, the 3 cal difference there. That's funny. To a T. To a T.
It's crazy.
Were you in the one spot?
I think so. I don't know what Peter got.